All right, let's just get into it. Probably won't see anyone come through, but what's going on, everybody? WakoBako here. I know it's been a little bit, but I've been pretty busy and just kind of been waiting for stuff to come in. So, yeah, I was really hoping the new Final Fantasy TCG set would come in today because I ordered a whole bunch in because today's the official release date for that. But since it didn't come in, I had a backup plan. So I took all this stuff out of the sealed collection. And this might be the last time I open this up. It may not. I know I've said that before, but 15 of these Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy packs. It's crazy that it's been over a year since this set originally released. But I'm still missing a whole bunch of cards. And yeah, thought it'd be fun to go back through this next week, next Friday. I'll definitely have some of the brand new Final Fantasy TCG set, so that'll be fun. Yeah, looking forward to that. There's a lot of really nice high-end cards that are coming with that set, so I feel like it's laggy a little bit. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. No one's here, so I'll just get into it. If someone shows up, we'll chat. If not, I'm just gonna open up some packs and chat amongst myself. Thanks, Pete. Appreciate you. Yeah, it'd be nice to get some nice hits here, especially stuff that I'm missing. But you never know with this set, especially because I don't have any of the collector boosters. Maybe one day. But let's just get into it. All right, I've got 15 of these in total. Just kind of rip one at a time. I'll pull out the binder at the very end, just so you guys have a little bit of a binder update. Again, who knows if I'll do these anymore going forward. And then also just a quick disclaimer, we do have some pretty heavy weather rolling in. So things get a little squirrely here or things cut out, at least you guys know why. All right. Let's see what we got here. So starting off with Fight On, Glacial Greens, the Magic Damper, good old Cloudbound Moogle, Summon GF Ifrit, the Airman, Blitzball, which conveniently enough, they're actually going to be putting out, it's either an inflatable Blitzball or just a toy Blitzball you can go and buy. Ooh, okay, nice. We got some of the Through the Ages cards already. I'm still missing a bunch of these, so it'd be nice to see some of those as well. All right, travel the overworld. We get Orin's Inspiration. Overkill. So how does this work? These boosters... yeah, exactly. So it's weird. So they took pretty much all the super high-end hits and they moved it into the collector boosters because, I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense. It's more money. So if you're going to pay more, you would hopefully get better pulls or some of the higher-end stuff. Let me see how I want to do this. Yeah, so then like the higher end stuff or like the more expensive stuff you can get here. So any of the Cloud or Sephiroth stuff, obviously that's always going to pull in some money. And then any of the borderless cards, which that's the kind of stuff I'm looking for. But yeah, there's not too much crazy stuff in this set left, especially for stuff that I can pull from these, right? Again, these are supposed to be like play boosters, so in theory you would open these up just so you can kind of build a deck and go from there. And then, you know, they sprinkle in some of these cards here, but yeah, it would have been kind of cool, especially get some of the play it would have been cool to get some of the collector boosters, especially, you know, if they would have ever come out at MSRP. But you know, when a booster box that's supposed to be $400 is immediately over $1,000, yeah, it's can't really swing that. So, but it's all right. Yeah, I think the last time I checked, they were over like $120 a piece. And then if you get the booster box, there's only 10 packs in it, I think. So yeah, some quick math there shows how expensive they are. Now, the Japanese side of the house, right? If I want to get a Japanese collector booster box, it's way cheaper. And maybe the only reason behind that is obviously, I mean, a lot of people prefer the English over the Japanese. But the only thing you cannot pull from the Japanese set is the golden serialized Chocobo. But on the Japanese side, you could pull the even rarer black Chocobo. So yeah, maybe I'll buy some of the Japanese packs and try my luck there, especially the collector boosters on the Japanese side. I mean, they're not much cheaper. They're still like $80 to $85 a piece, but comparatively, might be a better route to kind of try and get some of those. But it's also one of those things where since this set's been out for over a year, I doubt they're really printing a whole bunch of this anymore. So, gotta try to, as a good friend of mine likes to say, either shit or get off the pot. So I kind of have to make my decision on what I want to do. All right, Circle of Power. Ooh, hold on, getting ahead of myself here. Ooh, nice, good old Sarah. I think this one flips over, or no? Yeah, cool. Crystallized Sarah, which is kind of tragic, and the reasoning behind that. We get Reno and Rude, one of my favorite dynamic duos in the Final Fantasy universe, but these are specifically from Final Fantasy VII. Get our land and our token. Yeah, and that's what I was just talking about, Pete. So I ordered a whole bunch of it, and it was supposed to come in today. But it looked like it got moved over and scheduled over to tomorrow, unfortunately. So, yeah, next Friday I'll have plenty of the brand new Final Fantasy TCG set. It's what's Blissful Eternity. Yeah, featuring, you know, Titus, of course. Yeah, that set's going to be absolutely sick. So, yeah. Definitely going to have a whole bunch of that. And what I mean a whole bunch of that, obviously we'll start off with the pre-release kit. Some booster boxes, but then again, I have a. If you watched how much of the previous set I opened up, let's just say it's going to be comparative. So, what's going on, Hilaria? How we doing, friend? Just kind of just chit chatting, talking about all things Final Fantasy like usual. Opening up some Magic the Gathering packs because Opus 29 didn't come in on time, but it's okay. I get it. Yeah, the pre-release kits are nice. I'll probably just open one just because I'm still waiting for the price to come down a little bit on there. Do I have a site where I prefer? So there's a couple different places. Honestly, majority of the time I get stuff from certain eBay sellers. I mean, TCG Player's not bad. There's a place in Florida. I appreciate that, Hilario. That's very kind of you. Yeah, I kind of miss streaming, to be honest. There's a shop up in Tampa, which is like an hour and a half away from me, that sells Final Fantasy TCG stuff. I think it's called it's like TCG. It's like TC Gameosaurus. Something along those lines. I know it has a dinosaur reference to it, but yeah, that's usually where I order Final Fantasy stuff from them, especially because it's very quick turnaround. Especially being that close to me, I can actually get stuff within the week. But yeah, you just gotta be smart, just like everything else. You just gotta shop around. Ooh, good old Nevelheim Aflame. That card looks pretty sick. It's actually a mythic rare, so one of the higher rarities you can get. Pretty sure I have that one already. Again, I'll break out the binder at the end, get a little bit of an update there and see how things are looking. But again, majority of the blanks I'm going to have in my binder are all the higher end stuff, right? The stuff you can only get from either just buying the cards loose or buying the collector boosters. So yeah, I kind of wish that the Final Fantasy or the Square Enix website actually carried, you know, Final Fantasy TCG stuff. Just because, you know what I mean? Like, I feel the same way with Pokemon, right? Like, the Pokemon TCG website. Oh my god, hold on one second. Sorry. Discord's just yapping. Okay, sorry. I don't remember what I was saying. It's alright, it doesn't matter. Alright, good old T-Rex. Dragoon's Wyvern. The Gale Cat, which is literally just a cat with bat wings. Suplex, if you know, you know. Namazu Trader, Adventurers Inn, Hillgigus, Lock Cole, or Lockee Cole, good old Barrett Wallace, the Capital City, Side Quest, always fun raising chocobos. Ooh! Oh, nice. Okay. So, Pete, remember how you were asking some of the higher end cards? Well, this is one of them for sure. Now, I do have this card already, but I have it graded. Now, there's two versions of this, which I'm totally fine with, right? So there's a holo version, which that's the one I pulled previously. This is the non-holo version, but yeah, this is one of the higher end cards you can pull from the play boosters. Good old Buster Sword from Cloud there. We just look through the rest of this nice holo land there. I love these full art lands. And then the token. But yes, that's absolutely amazing to see that card. Yeah, that's definitely a huge hit. Oh, what's going on, New Kid? How we doing? Yeah, New Kid's definitely my my Magic the Gathering rep here. And I was just mentioning, New Kid, how, you know, I pulled this before, but I pulled the holo version. This is the non-holo, but still very, very nice. This one's actually going to stay in the binder this time since I got the other one graded. Yeah, I got the holo version of this graded. Came back in a 9, which, again, I'm totally okay with. But it's cool to have this. So the other card I would want to go after now is I need to re-pull the Masamune. That was another card that I got graded. And that one came back as a 9 as well, unfortunately. I guess it's pretty tough to grade Magic. Yeah, those would be sick. But yeah, definitely glad I pulled that one. Very, very nice. And I just love the artwork on this, right? It's a borderless card. It just looks absolutely insane. Very, very awesome artwork. So there we go. It's a very, very big hit, and I'm glad we got it early. But again, hopefully I can pull the Masamune. The only other thing I'm really looking for are any of the the other borderless cards of the actual characters. I pretty much have everything else besides that. And like I said, I'll break out the binder. But again, there's going to be stuff that I can't get. Well, I won't say I can't. I mean, yes, I could just buy the cards individually now. They've been out long enough. But there's cards from the collector booster that are just way too overpriced. Ooh, Resentful Revelation. So, yeah. I mean, yeah, will there be a few cards that I pick up? For sure. Good old Kefka. Ooh, very nice. I want to see more of these for sure. This is another one of those Through the Ages cards. I think I have this one already. I think there's 62 cards in total from this little subset. But, yeah, I'll definitely take some duplicates there. Good old Ignis from 15. Sandworm. Summon Primal Garuda. Yeah, that one's from Final Fantasy 14. Let's say I picked that one up right away. Good old Louis Swa. Very, very iconic Final Fantasy 14 character. Pretty much saved the entire world from absolute destruction. So, got the Town Greeter, Vector, and another token. But yeah, good old Louis Swa. Very, very iconic character. If you know anything about Final Fantasy 14, you got to know about Louis Swa. All right. Let me sleeve this up as well. You know what I'll do is, so at the end, I'll break out the binder, and then I'll break out, I've got a little, which I'm kind of not liking. There's a box that I'm keeping all of these Through the Ages cards. Let me see. Where is it? So it's one of these. I'll just show this off real quick. It's one of these, you know, Vault-X semi-rigid card holder boxes. I feel like the card holders are more rigid than this box. I mean, they went from like very nice hard cardboard to this flimsy garbage because, you know, once you start making profit, you have to cheapen the product. But yeah, so this is where all my Through the Ages cards and some other Final Fantasy stuff in here that I'll show off. But yeah, all kinds of goodies. So we'll get to that at the end. Same thing with the binder. Just someone remind me, please, because otherwise I'll forget. Just had a lot going on as of late. New kid, if you're still in the stream, which you are, perfect. That's a great question. I was just about to say I'm going to be shipping out your stuff tomorrow, so keep an eye out for that. Obviously, I'll need your address and stuff, but send that over to me whenever. I definitely want to push that out to you. But yeah, probably if I ever get around to that, I'll have to do Final Fantasy X first, and then we'll do 10-2. Another one of these art series cards. Absolutely beautiful. I like it. But yeah, that's the only true way to do it, right? Is play through Final Fantasy X, which I can't just casually play through that. So that one's going to be a long one, and then go right into 10-2. As much as I don't want to, I think it's one of those things where I would literally just do it for you. Yeah, it'd be one of those things where, again, I wouldn't play it just for my own sake. I would play it because I know that you would enjoy it. So there you go. Don't say I never did anything for you. All right, let's see what we got. Red Mage into Black Mage. Good old Kefka. The White Osirite. Oh, so that's actually pretty cool. So that's pretty much the same artwork. They just, here's the what is it, portrait and landscape view. So there you go. Very, very nice. Good old Cactar. Garnet from Final Fantasy IX. Ooh, this one's pretty cool. So this, I'm probably spoiling what's behind it. But nice. This is one of those two-piece cards. We're starting to see these again in Pokemon, but yeah, this one's pretty cool. So you have Fang and Vanille that make this image here. So if we get the second piece, I'm going to put this off to the side so I can remember, but if I get the second piece, we'll show that off. Good old Kuja. Good old Vaughn from 12 in that hollow. All right. No token on that one. Or did I? Yeah, no token on that one. Interesting. All right. All right. Hopefully everyone had a good week. Mine's been very busy. Got a lot of stuff going on. But it is what it is. Hopefully I'll actually be able to relax for a bit this weekend. We'll see. I plan on staying up late, so if you see me in Discord, feel free to hop in, hang out, chit-chat. All right, another art series card. Very nice. I'm still trying to collect all of these as well, even though I could probably just buy the rest of them now. Nice, very, very nice. Good old Genova. Just leave that up. Yeah, all right, we can still see that. Okay, cool. All right. See, we got Undercity Dire Rat. Good old Blitzball. Combat Tutorial. I still remember this scene in the game, so I always kind of laugh when I see that one. Magitech, the Warrior Sword, Iron Giant, Vincent's Lemon Break, which is always pretty strong, Relentless, Samurai's Katana, Restorative Magic, and I love how it has the different white magic, right? So you have Cure, Cura, and then Curaga. I think that's pretty sick. Side quest, this one you should be able to flip over, and there we go. So this would be cool to get, but obviously, again, the full art version of that can't get it in regular packs, unfortunately. The Regalia, very, very iconic vehicle from Final Fantasy 15. Ifrit again in the holo, and then we get Insomnia, which is actually kind of cool because that's from Final Fantasy 15 as well. Why am I let me move this over here. I feel like I'm like doing this weird like arm reach thing, just kind of bending my arm in a really weird spot. All right, I'll put those over here. Okay, that goes there. Okay. Definitely glad I pulled that Buster Sword though. That card looks so awesome. Okay, gotcha. I'll have to look into that. Yeah, and I'm not surprised, especially for how long this set's been out, you know what I mean? Like, some of the stuff that was higher end is probably dropped off for sure. Especially if it's only from the play boosters, you know what I mean? All right, Light of Judgment, Sephiroth's Intervention. Yeah, I mean, we kind of know how that scene plays out. The Gigantode. Crossroads, the Lunatic. Ooh, very, very nice. I love these. Helps get lands on the field. Okay, yeah, that's always important. I mean, especially stuff like that. And, I mean, I know very little about Magic, but I know getting lanes on the field is super important. Just like these. So this is a scene from Final Fantasy VI. Another one of the Through the Ages cards. Albed Salvagers. I almost called them Savages. Sorry, guys. We have Quistis. Gladios. Good old Cerberus, Fat Chocobo, and our land and token. You guys actually hear the music in the background? I know there's been some random issues with that in the past, so... Nah, I like the Albed. I mean, I know there's certain characters that don't like them, but... Nah. I don't mind the Albed. Especially trying to figure out the language is always interesting. Plus, most of the Albed are really, really good at Blitzball, so... I'm fine with that. Alright, another art series card. Let's see. Ooh, another Genova. I was hoping we'd get the little stamped one. So there you can get two versions of these art series cards. one stamped and one non-stamped for every single one. Am I familiar with Fnatic? I mean, I know we have a partnership with them. I don't know how all the details work on that, though. If I use that to get my cards graded in a different facility. So, no, I think how that would work, right? Because I don't know what their capabilities at that location is, right? Or wherever you do that. Unless it's like an event where you go and they have on-scene grading. It'll probably come to our office. We'll get it graded, and then it will get shipped from there through Fanatics. Right? That's a great question. But yeah, Pete, I'm not 100% familiar with that. My best thing, and I hate to kind of put it this way, but I would just reference the website, especially with those partnerships, right? Because obviously we have other partnerships with other companies and brands outside of Fanatics. So there might be something specific you have to do with them. I'm not 100% sure. Sorry, I don't have more info on that. Good old Titus Blitzball Star. Ooh, good old Saz. Love how he kept that little chocobo chick in his hair for the entirety of Final Fantasy 13. Stuck in Summoner's Sanctum. And then our land. It's kind of funny. Some of these you're getting lands, and some of them you get lands and tokens. Oh, well, I'm so stupid. It's because of the Art Series card. That makes sense. I was like, why are we not always getting tokens? But I'd much rather get the Art Series card, so trust me, I'm not complaining. We only got a few packs left. Not too crazy of an opening, but thought it'd be fun. At least it's something, right? Do have some stuff lined up for Sunday. I actually have some Pokemon-related content, so keep an eye out for that. Got stuff lined up for next week as well, so especially for Final Fantasy Friday, we got some content for a while, which is kind of nice. So definitely excited to get back into that. All right. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's worth looking into for sure. Especially at that price. That's not bad. Namazu, Airship Crash, the World Map, Monk's Fist. Ooh, Lucas Stadium. Very, very nice. I think there's another one that I have. Oh, I'm sorry. There's 60... It's either 63 or 64 of the Through the Ages cards. But yeah, that's a nice one to get. I'll gladly take that. We have the Albed Salvagers again. We have Quistis. Gladios. I think both those came back-to-back the last time we saw it. Absolute Virtue. That's absolutely sick. That's one of the Avatar Warriors from Final Fantasy XI. Cloudbound Moogle. Guado Salam from 10, and another bird token. All right. Do you ever want to actually? Do you ever actually want to learn anything from? You mean like learn how to play it? I mean, I feel like the Final Fantasy TCG is definitely one I want to learn how to play. I don't know how I feel about. I know the Pal World TCG just came out, which I posted up some screenshots about that on my Instagram, so go check that out. Yeah, I'm still waiting for that to go down. I mean, I know it's pretty hyped right now, but it's so expensive. I do have a booster box. I do have some of the starter kits, but I'm just gonna wait a little bit, wait for the price to go down, and then I'm gonna buy some. It looks pretty fun though, especially because it's Pal World and they're kind of just sticking it to Pokemon right now. But I think out of all the TCGs, I definitely want to learn how to play the Final Fantasy TCG. Well, let's see what we got here. Ooh, very, very nice. That one's sick. Good old Hades from Final Fantasy 14. Yeah, I mean, Magic would be cool to get into, right? But I feel like there's so many mechanics, and at least for me, it seems a bit overwhelming. Even though, I mean, I know I could learn, but it just seems like a lot. And maybe that's a cop-out, but Yeah. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, we have the T-Rex, Dragoon's Wyvern, the Moogle, Suplex, the Namazu, the Loporite, the Blitzball. Ooh, nice. You know, I have this one time and time again, but it's still one of my favorites because it's from Final Fantasy XIV. And it's cool because it shows a bunch. So this is the Warrior of Light, and that shows a bunch of the different jobs that he's progressed to being throughout the time of the main story. So that's kind of sick. Clash of the Icons. These are also known as Aeons or Summons. The Elixir. Random Encounter. Yeah. Based off that, so you have Iron Giant, you have the Coral there, and then you have a Marlboro. I don't want to be engaged in that random encounter. Fire Crystal, these ones are always nice. Coral, very, very nice. Good old Full Art Swamp. That's it. But yeah, I know these ones, these are fairly playable, right? I always see these, especially all these crystal cards have some pretty decent value to them. $45. Gotcha. Yeah, I had a feeling. That makes sense. All right. 4 more to go. Then again, we'll break out the binder, see what we can add to the binder, and then I'll show off all of the Through the Ages cards that I have so far. I'm really only missing the expensive ones, which, I mean, big surprise there, but... All right. Retrieve the Esper. Fate of the Suncrest. Massidian Elder. Hecteyes, which these things are creepy as all hell, especially in Final Fantasy XI. Fat Chocobo. Instant Ramen. Yes, there was a side quest where you do Cup Noodle and actually build one. Ooh, I don't think I have this one. To the Crystal Tower. Yeah, I don't think I have this one. I mean, we're going to find out here shortly, but yeah, very, very nice. And that's what I love about this, right? Like, I'd much rather see me get all these Through the Ages cards. And if I pull some high-end stuff, like if we can pull something like this, that's awesome. Oh, nice. That's awesome. Because I know even the holo version of this is very, very expensive, but I didn't know about the non-holo. Coral Sword, Swallowed by Leviathan, that would be a mess. Another Fang card, and again, flip this over, just the other half, right? Oh, okay. I'll have to look that up. We get Jill from 16. Slash of Light. We have the original Warrior of Light. And then good old Plains and the token. You know, normally I sort everything by color down here, but I don't know. I'm probably gonna have to do that here in a second, especially. I'm gonna just put this in one of these smaller sleeves because, again, if I don't have this one, it's got to go in the stack for the grading ones. So I'm just gonna put that right here on top. But very, very awesome. All right, almost done. Well, at least with the packs. And as much as I'd love to open up more and more of these, they're getting harder and harder to find, and they're getting more and more expensive, so... False alarm? Yeah, no worries. It's all good. Ooh, this one's nice. Good old Astinian. I don't think I have that one. Another iconic character from Final Fantasy XIV. That's the other thing I really, really liked about this set, right? I feel like Magic did a really good job, and come on, of covering down on all the bigger Final Fantasies, right? Because I know there's so many out there, but you know, with Final Fantasy 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I know I'm naming pretty much all of them in a row now. 11, 14, you know, they cover a lot of the iconic characters. Man, I would love to get the green Chocobo, but again, only exclusive in the collector pack. But yeah, I think all the illustrators and all the artwork they did for this set was very, very awesome. Obviously, it was a very, very popular set. All right. Garnet. Relentless. Jumbo Cactar. Yeah, definitely don't want to go up against that. I know that was pretty strong when this set first came out. Pretty playable. Ooh, Magic Damper. Winders from Final Fantasy XI. It's one of the main city states. Excuse me. All right. One more to go after this. New kid, I was talking about, I may get some of the Japanese booster boxes or even a Japanese collector booster box because it's much cheaper than the English variant. Obviously, still playing really high-end cards you can chase, but I kind of want to do it just see if I can pull the black Chocobo because that's the only way you can get that one. But yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, again, it's still very, very expensive, but I think it'd be fun. Especially with how much English I've opened up. Travel the Overworld. Orin's Inspiration. Overkill. Good old Prompto. So many people hate Prompto from Final Fantasy 15. I thought he was just misunderstood. He's a pretty cool dude in my eyes. Ooh, very, very nice. So we have Venat, the Heart of Hydaelyn. Which again, you flip over and you actually get Hydaelyn, the Mother Crystal. Yeah, that makes sense. New Halo game, so I have it downloaded. Supposed to be playing it with some friends, and that hasn't happened yet, so I'll probably play through this weekend. So, I mean, it looks good. I haven't seen anything else on it. I know that there's additional missions and stuff that they added, but I haven't played it or experienced it for myself yet. So, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. I might get into that this weekend at some point. Another Hollow Land, which I love these full art lands. What's going on, Red Fever? How we doing? Appreciate you. Yeah, it's all going well. Almost done. This is actually the last pack, so you came here just in time. I know you don't know much about Final Fantasy, but here we go. Stick around just for this, and then you're free to go. We're going to look at the binder after this. We're going to look at some of the Through the Ages cards that I have. So let's get some luck here. Maybe we can pull something big on the end here. All right, let's see what we got. Sabo Tender. The Undercity. I'm sorry, the Dire Rat. Chocobo Kick. Dreams of Laguna. Magitech Infantry. Magic Pot. Some games this thing was very difficult to take down. Ooh, nice. Okay. Good old Dawn Warrior's Legacy. I pulled this so many times, but it's still an awesome looking card, so never going to complain about seeing a Through the Ages card. Gahara Tia. Final Fantasy 14. Omega, the Final Fantasy 14 iteration. Tifa's Limit Break. So you get Somersault, Meteor Strikes, and Final Heaven. It's kind of unfortunate they didn't put Dolphin Kick on here, but I mean, these are the next 3 limit breaks that she had, so it's understandable. I get it. X Death. This is one of the other cards that has a backside to it. You get Neo X Death, which looks even more insane. Memories Returning. Ooh, Coral Sword Hollow. Forest, and the token on the end. Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where, you gotta kind of, collect how you want and what you want, especially if you're holding on to stuff you're not a big fan of and you want to get something different. Yeah, and that's, trust me, I understand how you feel. I mean, getting back into collecting over the last 6 years, I look at my collection, I didn't think I would have as much stuff or kind of crazy stuff that I have now, but you just kind of collect at your own pace, even though things are super crazy right now and everything is expensive, or, there's just a lot of scalping out there still. yeah, just have fun with it. So not too bad. So obviously we're going to take a look at this one, but these are all the other Through the Ages cards that I picked up. So a good amount of those. Again, I always like seeing these. I'm almost done with that set. The big hit though is obviously the borderless Buster Sword. Again, this is the non-holo version. I have the holo version graded. It's somewhere around here. I would dig it out, but I don't want to take too much of your time. Absolutely beautiful. This one's definitely going in the binder for sure. And then we got some of the other art series cards. Again, these all look absolutely amazing. And they're not all in this landscape mode, but still some beautiful artwork for sure. All right, let's put those over here. Should probably have to move all this stuff out of the way to put the binder down. It's one of the bigger binders, so just apologize ahead of time. It may or may not fit on screen. I know I've done it a few times. Yeah, let's move all this stuff over. That should be out of the way. Unfortunately, we didn't pull the other part of this this Fang card, but I'll show you what that's supposed to look like here in just a second. But these are the two cards I'm curious about. Put those right up here. Let me grab the binder, which conveniently I moved it, so now it's just right under me right here. There we go. Nice. Okay, so that kind of fits. If you're curious what the other side of it looks like, you just get Sephiroth on the other side. Obviously, official Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy Ultra Pro binder. No, I know. I understand what you mean. I trust me, I wasn't assuming that at all, so you're fine. All right, so we're going to take a look at this, and it's kind of funny because I know new kids, he's bust my chops about this before, and it's understandable. To the best of my knowledge, there's not too many people out there that like try to collect full sets of these Magic the Gathering sets. But it's something I mentioned, you know, before they announced this set was coming out. I said, if Magic ever does a collab with Final Fantasy, I'm going to be all in on it. I know the camera's not all the way zoomed out. Yeah, what the hell? Let me try and zoom this out just a little bit. Is that any better? I know it's still kind of wonky, but I guess that's a little bit better, right? That's all right. Whatever. Yeah, so as you can see here, got a lot of these. And, I mean, you would think, right? It would make sense to have a lot of these. This card here was at 63. Let's see. Oh, my God. Okay, cool. So that was the one I was missing right there on the top. One of the last cards that I pulled, so that's sick. Man, what are the chances of that? Especially narrowing down, you know, these last few cards that I need. That's very, very awesome to see, so I will gladly take that. So there we go. Right on cue. We had to fill that spot, and now this page is complete. Trying to get it with some Pitch Black. Yeah, that's understandable. I mean, the Pitch Black set in English is fairly popular right now. I know the latest Japanese set just came out with Rayquaza. That Rayquaza is like, I don't know, $900 already. It's something absolutely insane. But no, I mean, that's understandable. And again, it's just one of those things where it's nature of the beast, right? So like, yeah, absolutely. No, I understand. What do we got here? 94. Now, what are the chances of pulling 94? Highly unlikely, especially with how little that I need, but it's worth looking at. I do have a tracker on my phone, but ooh, 93. Nope, I already have that one. I need 94. Yeah, I think it comes down to, you know, these last few cards that I need. I'll probably end up just buying these ones, right? Because a lot of the cards in the first part of the set are really not expensive. Very few are, but it's just trying to track them down and see what I need, what I don't need. What I need, 94. But yeah, again, especially for this first part, right, just for the sake of the binder looking a little more complete to me, I might do that. But you never know. We shall see. Get this out of the way. Yeah, I know all about having to pay a lot for transportation. I drive about an hour each way to work every day, you know, to and from. So it's a lot, but luckily I have a very reliable vehicle. So, what are we looking at? 94. Nope. Nope. So many cards. There's 90. We're getting closer. Nope. Far. Nope. Too far. Come on. Ooh, 92? Nope. Need 94. So close. 100. Nope. Now we're going the other way. 109. Nope. And no. Okay. It's all right. I'll have to look that up. I did see something that a lot of people have been doing lately. They're doing with Pokemon, Magic, anything. People are posting like the whole set list online, and then you can print like a placeholder of that card, right? It would be black and white, right? It's not the official card, but at least you can look at it and be like, okay, I'm missing this card specifically, instead of just having that blank spot. But I know this one here is another Sephiroth card, which I know I don't have, so that one's going to be a little expensive. I know that one's a bit pricey, but again, for how much I've opened up, and if you guys have followed a lot of the Final Fantasy Fridays, a lot of them have been this set. So I'm curious about the slab you gave me. Yeah, so, and that happens, Fever, unfortunately, and I've seen it a lot, even in my own. You're talking about when you go and look up the cert online. Yeah, so just one of those things, right? And it's because, you know, in a very, very zoomed out view, it is a production company, right? So especially at that phase where it's in the slab and they're doing like the final inspections and stuff, like they're taking those images, maybe in not the best pace, if you will. I guess I'll just say that, and I think that's a safe way to say it. But yeah, unfortunately, I've had a lot of my images on the back that you get like a hand or just something in there, right? Because they're trying to time it to where they can put it down, move their hand, the image takes, and then they grab it and move it again. So yeah, unfortunately, I've seen that a whole bunch. All right, this is 218 here. Let's look for this real quick. No, I know, but like I said, I've experienced that myself, so unfortunately, it's common, as much as I hate to say that. 218. 222. Yeah, I'll probably just have to look some of these up. Ooh, 212, that was close. No. Okay. That's all right. I can sort through all this stuff later. Oh. Light just flashed. Okay, we're still good. We're good. Kind of like the tins I got in Prismatic. Yeah, and again, it's one of those things where that's a set where that's definitely going to go up in value, especially with all the EVs. But it's personal preference, right? If you want to open up and try your luck pulling stuff, which, to be completely honest, that set has some of the worst pull rates in all of the Pokemon TCG history. So you're probably better luck leaving them sealed. Yeah, like I said, especially with Prismatic, anything Prismatic Evolutions, I would say that would definitely be a set that you want to leave sealed. Because, again, the pull rates are so terrible. The likelihood of you actually pulling something is very rare. And I just want to clear this up, right? Because people are like, oh, well, I watch people pull all this awesome stuff. Okay, well, here's my counter to that. You don't ever see people post when they don't pull anything, do you? So, yeah, of course, people are only going to post when they get, you know, crazy pulls. But you don't know how many packs people opened up until they got to that point. Just something to think about. All right, so here's where the binder really drops off, unfortunately. This is where all your borderless cards come in. Yeah, again, really starts to drop off. I know there's a glare. I'm sorry. This is where it really drops off. But now here, this is where I can finally put this card back. And it's funny because I had the sleeves originally, right? This is where the Buster Sword went, so that gets to go back. And that's 51, 52, 53, 54. Yeah, so the Masamune I pulled from here. As I'm saying that, I pulled from this slot here to get graded. So there we go. At least we have the Buster Sword back in the binder. definitely long overdue for that. Let's see. Gotcha. But yeah, so some of the cards I'm looking for, right? You have all these awesome borderless full art cards of all the they're obviously not trainers in this one. Am I drawing a blank? All the different characters. Oh wow, yeah, Ascended. I mean, I feel like you're getting more and more stock of that because it's popular. People want it. Plus, places like Target are finally like cutting all of the plastic wrap. So it's you know, scalpers are going in seeing stuff that, you know, they can't mess with and try and resell. So hopefully in the next couple months, especially with the 30th anniversary coming out, you'll probably be able to see a lot more stock on shelves. But yeah, part of the binder I really want to work on is this one here, especially because there's so many awesome of these borderless cards. And again, especially in the non like high-end foil, the Surge foil, these are all fairly cheap at this point. So just need to go through and start buying them up. Maybe I'll get a whole bunch for my birthday. All the Sids are awesome, right? Because it has a Sid from every Final Fantasy. And then again, it just drops off from here. Really drops off. So yeah, it's crazy because this binder, I can't even put the full set in here because there's more cards than I can fit in this. But anyway, that's the binder update as I spill stuff all over the place. Cool. But yeah, made some pretty good progress on this. I don't know too many people that are actually trying to do the same thing. So at least I have that. All right, let me put this back. Let's look at some of these Through the Ages cards that I have, and we'll kind of wrap up the stream there. So let me show you some of these real quick. Yeah, I really like that. I think that the side load binder technology has gotten a lot better. So here's some of the cards I was talking about before where it's multiple pieces. And yes, I plan on getting these graded. So in theory, these stack on top of each other like that. And there you go. It makes the full image there. Good old Ragnarok, which looks pretty sick. I'm trying to get the regular version of this, the holo version, and then there's a full art version. So I've got at least the holos, and then the full art version looks just like that. So it's a little bit different. But again, in theory, it's the same card, right? It has the same mechanics, same verbiage, everything. So I thought that was pretty sick. But yeah. Got a couple sets of those. All right. So, let's see. Oh, there's so many of these. Let's see. Where does it stop? Okay. Oh, I definitely messed that up. But it's all right. What is this? 46? Okay. So, I would say I have a good amount of them. I don't have all of them. So, let's take a look and see which ones I have. And again, these are Through the Ages cards from the Final Fantasy Magic the Gathering set, right? It's kind of just a subset that you can work on and obtain. There we go. All right, so check this out. And I've gotten these from either pulling them or buying them at shows. These are the ones that are more expensive and more popular, especially because they're from the man himself, Yoshitaka, my goodness, Amano. Very, very iconic illustrator. He's pretty much the godfather of Final Fantasy illustration. So number 1. I'm missing number 2, which is another one of his cards. But yeah, just again, a lot of absolutely amazing artwork. Pretty sure the music's about to cut out this time. Hold on. Yep, start this back over. All right. But yeah, just again, some absolutely amazing artwork. If anyone's keeping track, right, you'll see which numbers I'm missing. Not missing too many, to be completely honest, but it's something I've worked on over the whole last year is getting a bunch of these. I know this one was expensive. I did have the holo version of this at one point, which I think this is a duplicate. Yep, conveniently enough, there's my duplicate. I'm notorious for doing that as well, so maybe I'll do this in a giveaway. If anyone would be interested in that, I'll put it in a giveaway. So, but yeah, just some absolutely amazing artwork. So there's a good bit of the Amano artwork to start this off with, and then there's pretty much just some iconic screen grabs throughout the rest of the Final Fantasy series. So like this one here, good old Squall. Noctis. We get Minwu. Good old Tifa there. Good old memories of Nibelheim. The Emperor City of Art, the Arcades. Oh man, that's sad. I just saw that card. Endwalker from Final Fantasy 14. We already have this card here, which pull then have off to the side, so I have some duplicates. So not bad. Still a cool looking card though. Let me sleeve it up again now. I do have a stack of duplicates that I'll do something with eventually. I don't know what, but all right. But yes, my whole plan is eventually I will get to this whole set graded. I think what the smart idea would be, and this is me trying to be smart, which you guys know how that goes. Because again, I think there's 64 cards in total. I'll probably break them down into batches of 10. Because doing one whole submission would be very expensive, even with my employee discount. But I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll math it out. Maybe I'll put some money aside and save for it, or I'll just do it in batches of 10. And then as we get the whole set back, we'll do a nice reveal. But yeah, this would be kind of cool, especially because, again, I'm a big fan of Final Fantasy. And I don't see them doing any kind of Final Fantasy collab ever again. Especially because, I mean, they kind of covered all their bases with this one, right? Why would they do this again? But again, as you can tell, I have majority of the cards. I'm only missing probably less than 10. But just a lot of very, very awesome artwork here. So kind of the main reason why I wanted to do this. Very, very iconic artwork. Absolutely love this one. Pretty much the cover art for Final Fantasy X. Good old school Yuffie there. Good old Tetsuya Nomura, another iconic illustrator and character designer. We get the Lucas Stadium. And then I have the Hollow Garden here. All right. So those are my Through the Ages cards. And then off to the side, which this is even crazier, and I know that New Kid has busted my chops about this as well, because I'm probably the only person doing this, because, I mean, you're an insane person for doing this, but I'm collecting all the art series cards as well. 53 of these in total. So as you can see, I've got a good bit of them. Now, again, I mentioned before that all of these have two versions, right? You have the stamped and non-stamped. I'm really just trying to get the regular ones, right? If I can get a stamped one, great. Yeah, so or it's stamped or it's got a signature on it. So yeah, a lot of the artwork is sideways. So let me, I guess I'll try and do it this way. I show them off like this. And just keeping them in order. Obviously I'm missing a whole bunch. I did get one or two hit. Okay. Gotcha. Like I said, some of these cards, like this one here, right? So it's got the little signature, or it has a stamp there, and then there's the regular version of the card. But yeah, again, just more absolutely amazing artwork here. Again, you've seen some of this artwork on the cards itself. So I would just say these are kind of like just the extended arts. Good old Xanarkand. Oh no, that's Rabanastre. Sorry, it kind of looked like Xanarkand for a second. Yep, definitely Rabanastre when I took a second to look at it. Again, another one of the signature cards. Unfortunately, all these cards, there's like very little value on it, but that's also why I wanted to get all these, because they're not that expensive. So same thing, I'm very close to completing both of these. It would be nice, and then again, just slowly over time get these graded. Can have my own little mini art museum here. There's a stamp there, and there's the regular one. saw a graded version of this. How many top loaders? Oh, I don't really use top loaders. I really use a lot of these grading sleeves, because realistically, if anything is going to go in a top loader, it's going to go in these, and then if it's not in these, it's in a binder. So now, if you're talking about these, oh, I probably have thousands of these, especially between Final Fantasy, TCG, the Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy collab, all my Pokemon ones that I'm still trying to get graded. So this one's one of my favorites. But yeah, if you for these, like I said, these grading sleeves, I have thousands of these. Yeah, definitely got a lot of these. Come on. Good old Moogles. This is pretty cool. This is where it starts getting some more of the character art. Oh, for sure. Yeah, I think the only cards I ever have just laying around is like bulk stuff that I'm getting ready to sort. Which, you know, not saying that bulk doesn't have value, right? But I don't like those screw down cases at all. I'm not a big fan of the one touch ones either. I just feel like it's too tight of a fit. I've never really used them, so. And honestly, the only time I've used them, and I'll show you here in a second, it's all stuff that are like not anything crazy. This one's pretty cool because it's got the actual Magic the Gathering like stamp on there. But yeah, let me show you the only one-touch ones that I'm using currently. Put all these back, and again, I wish Vault-X would go back to the, you know, the heavy cardboard boxes, because these are just flimsy, but it is what it is. They're never going to hear this, so. All right. So real quick, just to show this off, right, the only time I would use these one touches is stuff like this, right? So these are the official Ultra Pro ones. It comes in this sleeve, which, or this stand rather. You take this off, right, because it's got the little magnet. And then I put this in here, right? So it's nothing crazy, but I just, and again, this is just a card sleeve, so obviously it doesn't fit properly. But yeah, I just never really liked the one touch. Again, I know there's a lot of people that use them, right? And, you know, to each their own, do your thing. But I just use it for stuff like that, or like stuff like this, right? Where I just have like a random sticker or some kind of other artwork. It's never anything that, you know, I would see that has value. All right, I think that is going to do it for today's stream. Thank you all for coming by. I know it's been a while since I've been streaming, and I know I didn't really announce it outside of the other day, but I think I'm going to do that going forward, right? Like, if you have notifications on, obviously you'll know when I'm streaming. If you check Discord, you know what I'm streaming. If you check Instagram, you know what I'm streaming. But me giving like all these extra heads up, you know what I mean? Like, I know the regulars are going to come through one way or another. So I'll kind of just leave it at that. Let me get some shout outs real quick. Wow, my camera is all kinds of janky right now. That's all right. Zoom this back down. There we go. So New Kid, of course, appreciate you. Red Fever, thanks for coming by. Who else? Pete, thanks for coming by. Appreciate you. Hilario, great to see you. I think that's it, boys. I think it was just the four of you, the four horsemen of this stream. So again, I do appreciate it. Thank you all for coming through. I'm going to clean up a little bit, get something to eat, and then I'm going to get into some gaming. But yeah, again, Sunday stream, you know the time, you know the place. I will see you guys then. That's going to do it for me. I'm WakoBako. Take it easy.